The emergency alerts that we get on days like today, warning of potential flash floods, were created out of one of Colorado's deadliest disasters. It was 47 years ago this week. The Big Thompson flooded, killed more than 140 people. That forever changed how Colorado prepares for natural disasters. Here's Mark Salinger.
A room that's quiet now knows the sounds of chaos.
We learn the most from chaotic events.
Inside the Emergency Operations Center in Larimer County, Lori Hodges is ready for the worst.
We were told by the National Weather Service in a briefing yesterday that today's storms will be more intense than yesterday's storms.
To prepare for the threat of flooding today, the Emergency Management Director remembers the lessons learned decades ago.
The Big Thompson flood is actually the flood nationally that created the emergency alerts and warning systems nationally for flash flooding because so many people died in that flood. Over 140 people died in the Big Thompson flood.
July 31st, 1976. 144 people died as floods washed through the canyon west of Loveland.
So the reason that there were so many deaths was there was really no way to alert a lot of the folks in the area.
It doesn't take a lot of water to create a bad situation pretty quick.
Kimberly Culp runs the Larimer County 911 program. When she sends an emergency alert warning people of flooding today, it can go out through cell phones, radios, landlines, and signs on the road. None of that was possible 47 years ago.
Going back to 1976 as it relates to alerting people, we had zero tools. So the tools were more of people yelling, emergency personnel going to the area and doing the face-to-face trying to get people out of the way.
Yet the challenge remains the same, reaching people in the middle of a canyon to warn them of danger.
Because once you're in there, if you don't have radio coverage from a weather radio or cell coverage from a cell phone, we're not going to be able to reach you.
Decades later, the lessons learned from one of the deadliest days in Colorado history are still saving lives.
The 1976 flood is still something that we look back at and to see, have we made the changes that are needed for our community?
So in September of 2013, Colorado again saw widespread flooding with flash floods from Boulder to Colorado Springs. 9 people drowned that year. National Weather Service says the flooding in 2013, which was much more extensive than the Big Thompson flood in 1976, but because there were better emergency alerts and more accurate warnings born from that 76 flood, many people got out of the area, and Kylie, was a far deadlier disaster.
You think about, though, the crossover between a crackling radio in 1976 and an alert on your phone today is you still have to make a personal split-second judgment based on your previous knowledge.
Yeah, and these are imperfect alerts. They aren't going to every single person who needs to get them. We saw that in the Marshall Fire, but the goal is to get them to as many people who need them as possible.
Mark, thank you.